Holy is the butterfly at first light. They say every hour of the day has a color. They say the malicious have a dark happiness. Oh, I hope you are happy. I hear glass break in the alley. I see the 5 a.m. blue. Every shade of blue is a feeling. I've felt every shade of blue over you. 5 a.m. Blue from the Bunyan Bester Songbook. In Love Token Alley, the break of day once meant the end of the show. At night, a hallucination. Images shiver in front of you, more real than real. An artificial world had to be invented. Who would leave the house without somewhere to go? After the bad things and the worst things, and the other awful things in quick succession, smoke and mirrors gave hope. A respite from miserable misfortune. Already on the wall was being pasted a poster for tomorrow's cabaret acts. Bunyan Bester, 10,000 years on the road. In an hour or so, it would all kick up again. Now, the hallucination went on all day, thanks to a revolutionary technology breakthrough just made available. It wasn't a very pretty world anymore. The enlightened cat, known as Mr. Boots, had seen it all. Every mad case of crazy love. Amour fou. You hear the noise in the alley. You hear the howling in the 5 a.m. blue. You hear it, but you do not look. Says Mr. Boots, for every shade of blue, there is a broken heart. Mr. Boots was always sniffing around the edge of art. Where art was, Mr. Boots was. Mr. Boots was a connoisseur of art. These days, he was working on a new series of lectures. Retro-futurism, Bunny, Bester, and Art Smitten, the lost Bonga years. Life is harsh in the alley. Needles, empty vials, used condoms, a leaflet for last night's show, a fake $10,000 bill with Lester Bester's face in the role of scapegrace, John D. Rock Jr. Mr. Boots had seen much sorrow in the tender dawn. A woman huddled with a sign, homeless, godless, alone. A family of undocumented, clutching, shaking, cold. He'd seen every aberration. He'd seen the aftermath of botched operations. He'd seen every drunken random danger. There is a painter at the edge of the alley. Black leather coat too big, he paints the slight, prowls the alley this time of morning, embraces foggy chaos bathed in Buddha light. It has been raining, but the rain has stopped. On the ground by the trash bin where rats nibbled discarded Chinese leftovers, the painter is caught by his reflection in a shimmering pool. What is it he sees? The shock of Caliban, seeing his reflection in the glass? Or the pink clouds? The rats, having disposed of the mushu, unearth a lost pair of gold sunglasses. You read it every day, hit by bus. The sad end of Peepin' Tom. Curiosity didn't kill Tom. The bus left that cat flat and crushed the sunglasses to boot. How big our circle of compassion? Bigger just before the bus flattens us. The man in the attic had put the bait out for the rodents. Marlowe's wife had heard them through the ceiling. The man descended with a bag containing 2 live babies and a dead mother. Father got away. A very big rat, he was told. Mother looked stiff about a week. Marlowe imagined the tragedy taking place above as he listened in the night. But he didn't want rats in the attic. And so went his thoughts. And now the germ. Just like that, the unthinkable happens. The world upside down. One day things are one way, the next another. The only constant, change. The only certainty, uncertainty. What is unimaginable is imaginable, like an invisible wall, and when we hit it, wham! What will we say when the bees are gone? What will we say when the sea is dead? Who will weep for the fruit bat, brave, honest, true? The gift of reason and critical reflection is not one of man's outstanding peculiarities. We project unrecognized evil onto the other. Our lack of insight keeps us from the capacity for dealing with evil. We lack an imagination for evil. Washing our hands in innocence, we walk away from the sin, lay it on the scapegoat to carry the evil of the tribe into the wilderness. Reason alone no longer suffices. We wash our hands a lot now. We drift to see the world full of hurt. How goes the sacred fire? How goes the flame? What is the universe asking of us? What are the stakes? We know this. When someone speaks truth and champions compassion, we feel uplifted. Marlowe teetered on his chair. If you depend on direct revelation, you take what you are given, even if furtive and dark. An honest broker sees with eyes open and believes reason will carry the day. But the crazy was spiraling out of control. Marlowe, hopelessly anachronistic, couldn't conceive of a world without Cole Porter, Fred Astaire, Oscar Wilde, and Billy Wilder. To abandon them would be to abandon his belief in style, elegance, polished charm, and wit. Good guys win, right? Justice keeps its luster. The grubby magoos and their greedy enablers and the other lice and vermin go to jail. Or, we hope, then the virus. The market cratered, and all the while the rats slept in a cozy bed of pipe, insulation, and dog hair. In the age of the huckster, in a cheesy world, no one expects an even bigger rat. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, wiki-wacky wiki-whack. The news is contagious, spreads like a plague. Can't turn it off, can't turn away. On the river, the whitecaps mean danger. The passenger who slips overboard disappears from view. There are no life jackets. Orange vests? Not after deregulation. We wave goodbye. There's a lot of waving to drowning voyagers in the future. What we call laissez-faire. May my heart now be of goodwill, said the crocodile who whitewashed his past to get in on the good guy racket. Nothing PR couldn't fix. The void, invest now, get in early on the boom of doom. Yeah. It's the blow out the candle sale. Cuckoo, 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 tuku, 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 who dat, knocking at my door? It's the boogie woogie boogie man, everybody's singing, more. From Bunny and Bester, 10,000 years on the road. They're stuck in the future, can't get back to the 1930s, and if they did get back, they'd now be dead. So, they're happy in paradise, despite the present sour mood. Ethos, pathos, logos, we're all reasonable here. But the night they ate the horses, you couldn't get a table at the stable. Folks were lined up out the door. Hounds a baying, ghosts a swaying, and something bad washed up on shore. Some who partook felt queasy. Not easy to look away after you've looked a suffering horse in the eye. Blame it on the boogeyman. Boogeyman's to blame. Boogie woogie boogeyman beating on the door. Boogie woogie boogeyman spinning on the floor, shouting, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, what'd your doggy do? And is it true about the kitty everyone calls taboo? And what's the rumor about the cat's meat man? Times have changed, says the cat's meat man. Prices has riz, says the cat's meat man. It'll cost ya if you cross Oleg Deripaska. Oh, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, Mr. Oligarch. Remember how you loved me in Gorky Park, and how I got you Cutty Sark. Oh, don't shoot me, Mr. Oligarch. I'm sorry I took those pictures on your yacht. Marlowe wrote, "The reckoning came like a wrecking ball." The end. Sunny, breezy, chirpy, rose-colored, perky, in high feather, beamish. Not the mood of the last days of 2019. And yet, those days now feel like a high water mark of optimism. Winter solstice. Grace of God, go we, on the longest night of the year. A moon with a circle of white. We stand in a circle and hold hands. All holy, all cool, let us be a light, so much pain and fear. Marlo got a holiday card in the mail. His wife said, "Isn't that great? No return on the envelope." And whoever sent the card forgot to sign it, left it blank. Marlo suspected Art Smitten. Christmas Eve line starts early at the dispensary. Hipsters and oldsters grabbing stocking stuffers. Holiday edible gummies going fast. Everyone stressed, ready to burn a Yule log and glaze out the window. Goodwill to all as the country teeters on the brink. We watch the dark machinations of the political monster. Gripe, grouse, growl, grunt, yap, yarp, yelp, yip, yowl. Stand on your head and howl, it did little good. The lick-ups and the lick-spits had a well-lubed, well-funded shop. Their warp and distortion left heads spun, and perhaps a special circle in hell should be reserved for those who did the bidding for the master of humbug. Carve their names in the wall. Cower, skulk, crouch, cringe, flinch, recoil, wince, tremble, fawn, kowtow, sneak, bootlick, and toady. To some who clung to hope, one could say only, "Know this, friend, the cavalry is not coming." In a future that rhymes with the past is a place much like now where all is weird. Indian summer was a bummer, 106 in the shade. We pined for the time when hot was 92. Oh, the future, what a scene. Let's party like it's 2019. Marlowe's painting journals. I never get smug about the rats. I could be sleeping in a rat den myself, dead in the glue, face down like a little rat angel. Peaceful. I'd gotten to know this rat. I'd caught it behind an unfinished canvas, exposed, terrified. What was I to do? I put the picture back, but the rat had to go. The big rat in the house was the problem. It was alive when I found it, screaming, indignant. I whacked it with a broom, but that didn't help. So, into the dustpan the rat went, and to the trash. It would take at least a day for the rat to die. Glue traps should be illegal, beyond cruel. The rat was still making noise, but I wasn't going to take it to the vet. But I wouldn't want the rat hitting a tiny me with a broom if our situation was reversed. But the rat did chew the kitchen carpet. Country living, we're all brutes.